All right, and welcome to a special edition of the Conversation Live. The Conversation Live, it focuses on social justice, restorative justice, inclusion, and equality. Today is a special episode. We're live remote here in Pasadena, just on the border of Altadena at the Pasadena Church. This has been such an amazing week of response from our community to the Eaton Canyon fire, which took place just a little over 13 days ago. And the outpouring of support has been phenomenal. We'll talk a little bit today with folks who are been volunteering. We'll talk with folks that have been impacted by the fire. A couple of people I want to acknowledge in organizations. First of all is Black Lives Matter Grassroots and LA for them mobilizing with their rapid response team and coming directly into this community, offering resources to help those in their hour of need. This gentleman right here next to me, I can't say enough about him, but I'm going to say a lot about him.
No.
He has opened his doors where we are right now. Did I mention we're live at the Pasadena Church East Campus, and I'm with the pastor, the shepherd, a man who believes in ministry outside of the walls. I'm with Pastor Kerwin Manning of the Pasadena Church East Campus, who has welcomed the entire community onto his campus, onto his church property. And I mean, they have been giving away food. They have been blessing people with resources, supplies, everything that you need. There's food trucks here. There's probably 100 volunteers just over to my left. Pastor Manning.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. Honored to be here. Honored to be here with this amazing audience because you guys have a history of caring for the disenfranchised, the least of these, and showing up when it matters most. Mm-hmm. And I'm really calling it the ministry of presence. Many times when there's devastation, people don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. When we lost our daughter, people just without words. I get it. But when you show up, even when you don't have words, you might not have the resources, but when you show up, it just inspires hope in those who are really going through it. And you've always done that for our community and for the nation, as a matter of fact. So I'm honored to be here with you.
Not as honored as I am, but I think, folks can Google what's been happening here, right? You can find it on social media, the action and the activity that's been happening over here the last 12 days or so. Yeah. But I think what people don't know is how you end up over here. And that is a story, right? Yeah. So I'm going to set it up for you. Back in 2020, Pastor Manning was having church outside of the walls. He was having church in the park, right?
That's right, yeah.
We were in the middle of a pandemic. We were in the middle of COVID. Yeah. And he wasn't advised, right. To worship, without socially distancing.
Right.
I saw you at Victory Park. I saw you at La Pinnaresca Park. I know you were over at Villa Park, and you were at Central Park.
Villa Park. Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson. Okay. Yeah. So you moved church around the community to meet the people where they are. And I came, and you were giving away things then.
Right.
I even got a bike. Right?
Yes, sir. That's right. You sure did.
I got a bike and entered the raffle or however that worked. But I actually got that bike was like $800.
It's a nice bike, right?
I looked it up, right? But how do we end up here on the east side, right? Because just so they understand, East Pasadena, right here in this footprint, there are probably only about 600 African Americans that live in this part of town.
Absolutely.
Versus what's happening, where our community members over the other side of town. How you end up here? That's what I want you to tell people.
Well, when we were in the middle of the pandemic, and there was also an officer-involved shooting where Anthony McClain was killed by the Pasadena police, and the community was in an upheaval. We were there on the ground serving. I did his funeral. Mm-hmm. And that endeared me to the people who were infected the most. They were suffering from war-like PTSD. Mm-hmm. And in our conversations then and prior to that, I've been serving the community for 23 years now. And when people ask how big is my church, I tell them 186,000 because that's the population of Pasadena and Altadena.
Right.
But during that time, I was specifically preaching to the city council. You can go back and pull it up every time.
I was there.
Every time I got the council meeting, I figured out how to get more time than the 2 minutes by talking on your way up to the podium. So as soon as I knew that I was next, I would be in the back of the room, starting, Black people matter, save our lives, save our community, But anyway, I was saying to them, until there was we had a mindset of one Pasadena, we will always have these things where I believe the rest of our city was okay with there being a shooting in Northwest Pasadena.
Right.
But when I would talk to city council, I would mention Hastings Ranch, where we are right now, Linda Vista.
Yes.
I would say, we need to stop the violence on Linda Vista.
Right.
And I would see that council member look up like, please don't say my name, don't say our area.
Right.
Because in their mindsets, it's not happening to us, so it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So I continue to speak that message, and I believe it's the Lord's doing, because, they heard me, but it didn't really resonate, because I was saying we got to be one. We got to see it as all of ours. And then 2 years ago, this church behind me, where we are now, they closed. And when they closed,
what do you mean they closed? How does the church close?
Like many churches in our city and around our country, they have depleted because they have not either evangelized or just kind of lost contact with the community. Mm-hmm. So they have not been able to grow and flourish. So if they don't have a large endowment or something, like some of the mainline churches, they can keep 5 members and still have Westminster.
Right.
But this church only had 5 or 6 members.
Oh, wow.
And they were driving in, and they just decided, they're older, mm-hmm. Can't do it anymore.
I can't do it anymore.
So
then what happened?
So when they did that and made that decision, because of a condition in their language of their deeding, it went back over to the denomination, the Church of God.
So like the corporation,
corporation.
Okay.
So they were going to sell it to another church, not even to us, and we're from the same group. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They weren't even thinking about us. I didn't even know, but I was trying to help this other church get the property. Anyway, the denomination deeded it back over. It went back to them, and then they called me because people were saying, "Hey, Pasadena Church is doing it. We needed a location.
You needed a location."
So they called me and said, "Do you want the property? Not do you want to start paying for it? Do you want to take over the mortgage?" They said, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Let me." I said, "Yeah."
Yeah. But what was the angle? What was the catch?
There was no catch. The catch was they still wanted a Church of God presence in the city. They really didn't understand we had already been that presence.
Gotcha.
So, series of unfortunate events. I said absolutely yes, and then within a matter of months, this property was deeded over to us free and clear.
Free and clear.
Free and clear. But more than the property, it fulfilled. It's a prophetic declaration of what I was saying about one Pasadena.
Right.
So for a church like us to have a footprint on the west side where we always have, but now to have a church on the east side, now everybody's saying, "Oh my goodness, Pasadena Church is." I mean, the word is like, "Oh my goodness, it's happening." I said, "That's what I told you."
Right.
And now we're bridging the two.
Right.
We got folk over here who don't ever come over here.
Who don't ever come over here.
But now they know there's a church here that loves them. There's a pastor who loves them, and we're here to serve them until. So when are you guys going to stop? We're not going to stop until everybody is served. Everybody has their homes. Everybody's respected, and the dignity is restored to these lives that have been destroyed.
And so this is my neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
And this is now my I say all the time, I say, "You my neighborhood pastor," right?
Yes, sir.
And you can get me in parking lot ministry.
Yes, sir.
But now you got me on the curb.
I got you on the curb. We're moving you in closer to
a little bit closer, boy. I tell you, that's a cold piece of work. So how can people get in touch with you? You're doing an amazing job in this community. You've been serving people. And I think there's a different lesson that people may want to pay attention here, right?
Yeah.
2 years ago, even
right,
4 years ago, and now 5 years ago when the pandemic hit, you were being prepared to receive all of us in 2025.
Yeah, absolutely.
How can people get in contact with you? How can they support the church?
Yes, our church's web address is PasadenaChurch.com. Okay. Tried to make it simple. And on that front page, there's Eaton Relief. But you can just reach us. I'm Pastor Kerwin at PasadenaChurch.com. We're on Facebook and YouTube. But more than anything, people need to have access. I believe pastors ought to be accessible.
Right.
When I go into settings and they've got armor bearers and all of that, I don't work good in those settings because I want to reach the people and touch them. We're a church for you. We're a church for you.
Let me tell you something. You guys can't see it. The viewers, you can't see everything where we are. We're on a pretty busy street. There's a shopping plaza across the street. Probably a couple hundred people moving around out here. But when I say that this man does everything in the church, I walked up here the other day and he was in the middle of the street directing traffic.
I directed from like 11 to about 3:30 or 4.
Wow.
And but whatever it takes, I'm a multi-purpose back, and our goal is to find the need and fill it, find the hurt and heal it.
That's right. Well, I am not your replacement for the pulpit, Pastor.
Yes,
I got the streets.
Yeah.
You take care of our spiritual welfare. I appreciate everything that you have done. I appreciate you having you here in the community.
Yeah.
It is refreshing to see us.
Yes, sir.
With us. And I love you for everything that you're doing, brother.
Man.
So
I love you too.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Pastor Kerwin Manning, we're going to get Attorney Brad Gage in the seat in just a second. Like I said, we're down at Pasadena Church on the East Campus, 425 Sierra Madre Villa Avenue on the east side of town. We're at the Dena Relief Drive. There's a couple hundred people here. People have been coming through all day and for the last 14 days. Get resources. There's food trucks here. There are a lot of resources and information. We're here for the Dena Relief Drive in response to the Eaton Canyon fire that devastated Northwest Altadena. Last check, there were roughly about 9,500 structures that have been destroyed. It's going to be a long recovery. We have a lot that we're going to talk about in this jam-packed hour. We're just waiting on Attorney Gage to get in the seat. He's probably litigating right now, but just want to thank the Pasadena Community Coalition for their support. I also want to thank Altadena Claims, Jeff Davis for his support for this broadcast, Perry's Joint as well, and then of course the Pasadena Church for opening up their doors not only to the Conversation Live, but to all of these people who've come here. So we're going to get ready to welcome Brad. And you good, Brad? This is so on the fly right now, without a lot of bells and whistles. We're not really taking breaks and pauses right now, so we're going to keep this thing flowing. I want to thank Silk, an educator who had some time today as we stood this broadcast up and said that we wanted to do something special from this location. Welcome him in.
Oh, no. Maybe the other way. Thank you.
You all set, Brad? Brad is
getting all set.
He's negotiating right now. Welcome in. Some call him a super lawyer. I happen to call him a colleague and a friend, but really an advocate for justice and taking care of people. He's Attorney Brad Gage of Brad Gage Law. And later on this afternoon at 3 p.m. on this same channel, Conversation Live, you'll be able to see a Eaton Canyon fire workshop, right? But We're going to be talking with people on recovery, kind of things that they need to know. But first, Brad, welcome to the Conversation Live. Thank you for your support for this broadcast.
Thank you, James. It's a pleasure. Yeah, we'll be talking about your legal rights.
Okay. What's something that people should know? I mean, it's right now, we're about 2 weeks out from the event that happened. The reality may be setting in on people. They're realizing that they're not able to return to their home or a community that many of them for generations that's their only home. What are they thinking about? Should they be thinking about their legal rights right now? What's top of mind for someone in that situation?
I think it's vital that you think about your legal rights to protect yourself right away.
Okay.
We have a new president, and protections in the past, such as FEMA, may disappear. And FEMA is the way that folks are protected when the insurance is not sufficient, or if you don't have any insurance at all. Then what we also can do as lawyers is help people that have been damaged physically and emotionally from these fires. Insurance doesn't cover you for that. The only way that you can seek compensation is by going after alleged wrongdoers.
Mm-hmm.
At the Altadena fire, that is Southern California Edison, who is the alleged wrongdoer, because it appears that it was their tower that helped the ignition. They should have also turned off the power. They knew that winds were going to be up to 100 miles an hour for days.
Right.
And power lines can help to spread fires even if they weren't the cause of it. So they have liability, in our opinion, for the fire and all of the harm that comes from it, which is your property loss,
Mm-hmm.
your emotional distress,
Mm-hmm.
any burns. There are unfortunately several people that died. The family members of missing loved ones,
Right.
they have grief, they have wrongful death damages as well, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what we can do is assist the victims to get fair compensation, and we don't charge a fee. We only have a fee if we're successful at the end.
If you're successful. So, folks, we are about a half a mile from the flash point of the fire. Just up the street to the north, Sierra Madre Village, is the mouth of Eaton Canyon. And I just learned, Brad, probably the other day, that there was a brush fire a few blocks down. That's the proximity that, had the wind not shifted, perhaps we wouldn't be, we may be broadcasting somewhere. It's not sure if we'd be broadcasting from this location. What if someone doesn't have legal representation? Like, what's the concern? Is there like a time limit? Anything that they need to be concerned about? Do they need to act right now?
You should act right now because a lot of lawsuits are getting started,
Mm-hmm.
and they may or may not turn into class actions. We have a lot of experience in handling class actions. I've done it for the past 35 plus years. But if you don't get in line and the money runs out, then the money is gone.
Mm-hmm.
There are statutes of limitations,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on the legal theory, it could be 1 year, it could be 6 months if there's a governmental entity, it could be 2 years for personal injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Certain other theories are longer, but I don't see a reason to wait, because the longer you wait, the longer you're waiting for compensation and being able to try to restore your life.
So are you currently working with any victims of the fire? Are you representing anyone now? And what does that process look like if someone wanted to work with you or join a class action? Maybe you can explain the difference between the two.
Well, if you work with us, what we'll do is we'll represent you individually,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll also protect you in the class actions that may develop. One of the benefits of working with us is we're local. We're from the LA area. I've lived in Los Angeles my whole life. I feel for the people in the community.
Mm-hmm.
I've represented a number of Pasadena police officers against that department for claims of discrimination based on their race.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very familiar and I can assist. You have other lawyers that come from other states. They're not part of our community.
Right.
They don't know our judges.
Right.
And they're, in some instances, perhaps opportunistic, whereas we care about the victims. I helped to volunteer a little bit before doing this, which
Mm-hmm.
was nice, sad, but gratifying to be able to lend a hand.
Right. I mean, it's a festive occasion here. The occasion isn't festive. Let me not frame it up like that. It's very gleeful here. People are very supportive. It's a lot of love and good energy inside of a very tragic situation. So you have to find the joy. What I've seen is people connect with one another. I've met people from around the country, from around the world, that are coming into town and offering assistance and resources. And we're grateful for that. How can people contact you if they're interested in learning more, if they even have a claim? Before you answer that, what if your house is still here, right, and you have no damage? Should you still have legal representation if there's like smoke and toxins? And
in Pasadena, and Altadena, a lot of businesses that burned were things like hardware stores,
right.
paint companies, and those places had a lot of chemicals in them that are now part of the air you breathe.
Yes.
There's methyl ethyl ketones, there's toluene, there's xylene, there's asbestos, there's lead. All these things affect the health of anyone who is breathing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have been exposed to that smoke, you can get checked out by toxicologists and other doctors, and then you would have the right to bring a claim for that as well. And to contact us, I'm at Brad Gage Law, APC.
You talk to them. They're right there to that camera. That's who you're talking to. I know where to contact you.
So you can contact us at area code 818-340-9252. That is our phone number, 818-340-9252. You can also contact me on my email. It's brad@bradgagelaw.com. And my Instagram is @AttorneyGage. You can contact me through that and also see some of the other cases that we have handled over the years.
All right, Brad. Thank you so much again. Thank you for
James.
your support.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Absolutely. Thank you for support. And I'll see you in an hour inside. There's a press conference happening at around 2:30 where you'll be talking to members of the media about what you're doing and some other updates. So we'll catch up with you over here at about 2:30, right?
Perfect.
Thank you,
to all
Brad.
the victims, my heart goes out to you, and I wish you health and success.
Absolutely. Thank you again,
Thank you.
Brad Gage. We're going to welcome Tyson Crutchfield into the seat. What's up? What's up? What's up? She's wiggling and moving. She has all these cool things. Somebody hand me one of those flyers, please, or stickers. She's sliding. She got her sash on. You know. She's sashaying, and
Hi everyone.
no, sit down, girl. You know, you're looking right there.
Hello.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
I have a real life beauty queen sitting in the chair. I've done over 400 or 500 episodes, and I've had some beautiful people, women, and my queen, my wife, on my show.
There you go.
But I've never actually had one crowned in a pageant. So thank you so much for joining.
Well, thank you
us.
for having me.
I appreciate you, and because we didn't pre this, I'm gonna let her lead the conversation, let her tell her story, how she wants to tell her story. But I did one of those cool t-shirts. She has stickers here, Dina Strong.
Yes.
Tell us about the Dina Strong t-shirts and what brings you here today.
So I am born and raised in Pasadena, Altadena area. My mom and my dad both went to John Muir High School. So they're what people consider them as Pasadena legends.
Mm-hmm.
And I started this fundraiser.
Stars, right?
My mom ran track.
And your father was a football player.
My dad played football, later
heard
went
the
to
story.
BYU, and then started playing at the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
I have this fundraiser. I am raising awareness, and it's going to be donated to the victims of the family. I have Dina Strong t-shirts, and then I have stickers today because I have to give back to my community. This is a community that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
They raised me. I can go to stores and I get recognized because of who my parents are, who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I ran track for the Pasadena Running Roses, so this is home for me, James.
Well, I think they recognize you for other reasons, but we're not going to get into those because it's not that season. But they certainly would recognize you because you're a beauty pageant queen, right? You've been crowned many things, and if we had a pageant, we'd crown you Miss Pasadena.
I used to serve in the community. I was a Pasadena police officer for about 2 years. Due to unforeseen circumstances, I did have to leave the department, but I'm still working. I'm still protecting and serving, and I'm now at a college level, so I get to inspire the youth and bridge the gap and get them started early with bridging that gap with police departments and all around.
Okay. So tell me about your pageantry, like your crown. I'll give you another crown, but I want you to represent the crown. What's the sash that you have on today?
So I'm Miss California Global USA. Pretty much we're all about volunteering, giving back to the community. I compete in July for Miss Global USA. And if I win that competition, then I get to represent USA at the international stage. So I am very happy to be here, represent California, but now specifically Altadena and Pasadena.
What message do you have to the kids, right? Because the kids are out of school. They're just now returning. Some of these kids won't be coming back to their home schools. Mm-hmm. Life is different here now, right?
Absolutely.
And, what words of encouragement message do you have for the kids, the little girls
so for those little girls wanting to be a police officer, don't ever let anybody tell you you can't. It's a predominantly male occupation, but it takes a strong-minded woman to go in there and make the change that you need. And for the boys watching, stay in school, listen to your parents, be obedient, get good grades. I recently just went back to school. I'm getting my PhD. So I want to keep elevating my education so I can continue to give back and mentor those that look like me.
You know, what's interesting, sister, you know, my audience I've talked to law enforcement on the conversation. I will talk to anybody
Right.
on the conversation live. But I do want to make a different statement about you, is that you are a peace officer, not the police.
Exactly.
There's this difference between community policing
Absolutely.
and
Right.
Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. We're not here for that. All right, you don't get me. See, you triggering me now.
We're gonna leave it at that.
I was doing just fine until you sat down and you got me to talk about that.
No, I mean, my calling, obviously, everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in my faith. So, being a Pasadena police officer was a dream of mine. I love it. I love my city. You see, I'm here today, not in uniform, just representing who I am and what I stood for. But like I said, everything happens for a reason, and I believe God did lead me to leave Pasadena Police and start my career at a college level so I can really grasp and mentor the college kids getting ready to go into life.
Sister Crutchfield, I appreciate you. You know, for the looky-loos and the local eyes, this is the first time I've met this sister in real life.
Yes.
That is,
I know.
that is based on a true story. Now, I've covered. Anyway, thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much for looking out for our community. Thank you for being an example for our young boys and girls. And thank you for showing up today. Yes. And if you want those T-shirts, I have one. Yes. I don't have it on right now. I did wear it on our KBLA broadcast.
They can follow me on Instagram. Okay. My Instagram is Tyson Tania, TaisynTainea. I've been posting the fundraiser link. So yeah, buy a T-shirt, support. It's going to a good cause, and all of the funds will be donated to the victims of the family of the fire. All
right. Sister Crutchfield, thank you so much for being in the seat. And whenever you get out of some other situation, I'm going to sit down and really talk to you.
Yes. With approval from others.
Yeah, with the approval for, you know, there's lurking eyes right now. And someone saying, don't answer his questions. Don't answer his questions.
That's okay.
We'll
get that approval.
I'm not here for that today.
No.
This is community conversation, not a piercing and provocative conversation live. This is a community conversation.
And the community, they've been great. They supported. I wrote a children's book called Beauty in Blue. So they've been buying my book, and it's been amazing. You know, my community definitely supports me. So.
Okay. Awesome. I appreciate it. You know, I'm looking around because we're trying to pull other people in while we have it. I'm going to get my man James Minor in this seat in just a few minutes. Yeah. This brother has the absolute best tacos, and we're going to get to him in just a few minutes as soon as I find him. I'm going to keep running my mouth right now, and I'm just going to tell you again, Sister Crutchfield, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
We're going to get somebody else in this seat.
We're
over here live at the Pasadena Church, 425 Sierra Madre Villa in Pasadena. We're right across from Nordstrom's Rack, believe it or not. We're sitting at the mouth of Eaton Canyon. Just up the block, about a half a mile, is where the Eaton Canyon fire started. This is my community. This is my neighborhood. A little bit later on today, starting at 3 o'clock, eternally, Brad Gage is going to be hosting a seminar. He wants to inform you and educate you on what your rights are, how to protect yourself in the wake of this fire. So if you're able to come down at 3 o'clock, come on down. Press conference will be held at 2:30. Again, it's food trucks here. Street, where's my man at? It's
a lot of vendors out here handing out supplies, needs. You have Black Lives Matter. They're giving out like shampoo and stuff for your hair. You have the Texas vendors doing laundry and stuff. You can bring your laundry. So it's awesome out here.
I got a co-host on the spot.
I got your back.
Well, you keep talking because I'm looking. Silk is running the tech over here, right? And we're trying to pull people in. Again, we decided to do this podcast, this live stream yesterday.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't a whole lot of prepping, and then I had to work on another project until about midnight last night that we're going to present.
You've been busy, up and at it.
So again, we're over at the Pasadena Church, 425 Sierra Madre Villa. This has been the East Side hub for food distribution. Mm-hmm. They're giving essential supplies. I mean, there's folks from all over the country coming into our community, and we're extremely grateful for the global support. What this fire did in this community, in Altadena community, is devastating.
But you know, times like this, the community really does come together.
Yes.
And we are Dena strong. I mean, a lot of people are in the same situation where they lost their homes, they lost almost everything. So for this community to really come together, it's amazing to see.
Cool. I appreciate you, sister.
Thank you.
We're gonna keep it moving. I'm just looking around now, seeing who else we can pull in here. Dr. Melina Abdullah is just over there to my right. Doc, Melina, we are just winging it.
Volunteer real quick. You can interview him.
Yeah. Come on in, brother.
Who did you want?
Thank you, James.
Melina, thank you. Again, we're winging it. This ain't got no real structure. We're just doing it. So, who am I talking to? I don't even know. This is volunteer,
Is that good?
young brother. Come on, have a seat, brother.
How you doing?
What's your name, man?
Christian McKinley. Nice
Christian McLean. I met you this morning, didn't I? Did you help me?
I believe I. No. I didn't lift it. One of my friends did though.
That's all right. The point I'm making is there are so many volunteers here
It's
from all over the place. Like, so, Christian, tell us. You don't want to tell us your school, but your age and why you're here. Who you're with? Who invited you? Why did you come out today?
I'm a lamp mentee. If you don't know what that is, it's a mentorship for young black boys that teaches them how to be a man. Teaches them, like, the first time I went there, they told me to wear a suit. Mm-hmm. I walked out with knowing how to know etiquette, how to use business stuff. And I also learned a bunch of stuff about how to dress for certain attire, certain events.
Like Dress for Success. Tell me the name of the program again. LIMP.
It is.
What's that? That's an acronym, obviously.
Yes,
What is that an acronym for?
So it's a leadership, achievement, management, and professionalism.
Okay, leadership,
management.
Leadership, achievement, management,
and professionalism.
All right. And what grade are you in?
I'm 10th grade, sophomore.
10th grade, sophomore. Locally?
No, I go to Culver City. You ever heard of Hamilton High School?
I know Hamilton High School very well. I know Dr. Abdullah's daughter, Amara, graduated from there last year. So, yeah, I know Hamilton High School very, very, very well. So you're all the way in, folks. You may not understand. That's at least 25 miles from here. Culver City is not next door. How do you end up out here?
So I live down in the valley where Topanga is.
Okay.
I go to Hamilton because you probably know Hamilton is a professional
performing arts school.
Absolutely,
yes. Absolutely.
So I go there for specifically because of music.
And what do you play? What's your instrument?
I am a rapper. And I produce. I play piano. Pretty much do it all, you know. Okay.
So your instrument is a piano and your voice, right?
Yes.
All right. What's your style, flavor? You know,
flavor.
I'm getting older now, so my rap
tolerance. A lot of people, because it isn't really up to me. I can't say what my style is. It's really up to the audience. What I've been hearing lately is I'm a very old school rapper.
Define old school, because now you either gonna make me hella old school, or I need to know what is.
I think it's gonna be some level ground. I think it's gonna be some level ground.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say some names.
All right.
Nas, Jay-Z.
Okay.
Tupac.
All right.
Biggie.
Okay.
What else?
Oh, you qualify. You ain't gotta run no more. You know, I thought you was gonna start at Eminem and 50 Cent, right?
Okay. Eminem is also a great rapper, but
that ain't old school.
I wouldn't call him old school.
That ain't old school. Okay. Who inspires you the most as an MC? What artists
inspires me the most?
Yes. Do you find inspiration from?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick, why?
He's one of the only artists out there that it's like, okay, I was just talking to this with my cousin earlier. So you know how Shakespeare has like, every play has like 5 acts? Like everything he has is constant. Just the same thing as Kendrick Lamar. Every single one of Kendrick Lamar's albums, there's 2 contradicting themes. Like in Good Kid, Mad City, there's Good Kid in a Mad City.
Mhm.
And damn, there's wickedness and weakness.
Mhm.
And Miss Morale and Big Steppers, it's the idea of being vulnerable and being hood, gangster. And it's in every single album.
This latest one, how you feeling it? The one that
I
just
love
dropped.
it. I love it. I love it. It's showing so much love to the West Side, and
Mhm.
it's really confirmed like I'm in LA.
That's good. What's your plans for next year? Next steps? How you moving? You hold right there, Doc. I got you.
So
A Hamilton student. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll get you. Hold on one second. What's
So-
next for you?
actually, I recently just blew up on Instagram.
You blew up on Instagram.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Nam?
I'm hearing now. Okay.
So
I know Nim. You
yeah,
know, my
Nam's-
family Nim, my cousin Nim, my mama Nim.
so I'm talking about the Nam show, which
Okay.
is a music convention. I was there 2
Okay.
days ago, and I ended up freestyling live with somebody, and that went viral. It's around like 100K views on TikTok. Yes, Make Waves. Yeah, I am a part of it. I'm a sophomore, 10th grade.
Tell to now, Dr. Abdullah is standing and she's gonna come into the seat next. She just asked you, are you part of the record label at Hamilton? Explain what that is, because the audience won't know
Okay.
what that means.
So basically, you want me to explain what a record label is?
No, we know what a record. We have an
Okay.
idea what a record label. What's the record label at the high school?
So the record label at high school is called Make Waves.
Make Waves, okay.
And what it does, it simulates exactly what a record label is like. So where they have A&Rs that manage artists, and
Really?
they have a contract. Like I have to release every year. I have to release at least a single every year.
Wow.
That's my quota.
Wow.
And I have a agenda to attend and everything and stuff like that. And also there's managing. There's a media team.
Mhm.
There's on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, and always posting about artists and stuff and about shows. We have 2 shows every year
Okay.
at the school.
Okay.
One is for veteran artists. So
Can anybody come to those shows?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Anybody can come to those shows.
Now, is it? I know you had someone with a camera with you. Are you guys out here filming, or is that?
That was the cameraman for Lamp.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that
So
was.
you mean I'm gonna be on?
Yes.
Oh,
You're
see-
probably gonna be on.
See, I've made it. Well, brother, we're gonna keep this thing moving. I appreciate you sitting down with us.
Definitely.
You got that? See that LIMP program, right? Leadership, achievement, management, professionalism.
There we
He
go.
has all 4 of those things. This young brother came over, introduced himself, gave me a firm handshake, looked me straight in my eyes, answered my questions. You can clearly see that the work that's being done with him in community and through community programs and mentorship shows up in real life. So
I do not know. Wait.
you don't know, Dr. Abdullah, we're gonna get her in the seat. Yeah, let's
So you
swap.
know Tosin, right?
We're gonna swap
Mr.
these,
Tosin?
brother. We're gonna swap these 2 out.
Okay,
These
yeah,
2
yeah.
seats out. We're still live right now. We're over at Pasadena Church, 425 Sierra Madre Villa in Pasadena. It is the Dina Relief Drive. This is the last day that this drive will be happening daily. It's been going on for about the last 12, 13 days. People have been coming here every day donating resources. There's been food giveaways. There was a time when we couldn't drink our water. We just learned last night that our water has been cleared to drink. So I never thought.
Don't drink it though.
Don't drink it though.
All right.
All right, amen. All right, well, I'm gonna trust a good doctor since she came in with the advice. Sitting next to me in this seat is Dr. Melina Abdullah, founder of one of the original organizers of the Black Lives Matter movement. 12 years ago now? You guys 12?
Yeah, almost 12
Almost
years.
12 years. So a dozen years ago, co-founder of Black Lives Matter LA, right? The chapter, and now the director of Black Lives Matter Grassroots.
That's right.
We're not going to get into that today.
Right.
What we're going to talk about today is the rapid response team. And first, I want to thank you for your support. This broadcast happens in part because of you. Your team and your members and chapters have responded tremendously. We can't see them. They're just down the street here handing out resources to people. Thank you for that. But why are you here, Mel? I mean, you're doing the work, but I don't think people really understand that you do the work.
Well, part of the reason we're here is because of you, right? Because you help us know where the need is. We don't live in Pasadena. We have a Pasadena team, but our Pasadena team lead was himself displaced.
Yes, Brother Michael. You're talking
Michael.
about Michael Williams, who leads the Pasadena team and organizes very strongly with the LA chapter.
Yes.
The one that kind of got Kevin DeLeon. Let's go.
That's right.
Okay, we're going to keep it back into this space, but I couldn't let that slide. Go ahead. I'm sorry, you were saying?
Well, we appreciate you for letting us know, because Michael was displaced, and where do we go? How do we plug in? And when we say Black Lives Matter, it's not just about responding when police kill our folks. It's also saying, well, what is abolition? Abolition is getting rid of systems of harm, but also building systems of care. So when we talk about, you know, the community of Altadena being burnt out, and there being such a historic and important Black community, we have to come and we have to help our people. We have to bring supplies. We have to talk about, well, how do we rebuild? How do we not get pushed out permanently? I mean, our folks were scattered in Ontario and Atlanta and Las Vegas, and how do we make sure that we create a system where they can come back? And so coming out here today, but also having been out here for the last couple of weeks, one of the things that we've noticed is that when we come out, these are our people. These are our people, not just that look like us, but these are the children of Dr. Halisi, right? These are our Panther elders. These are, I saw one of my high school boyfriends, right?
What?
Randy.
You didn't introduce him as one of your high school boyfriends. You just said he was from Oakland.
I should just say my high school boyfriend. I didn't have a lot of boyfriends.
Okay, all right.
My high school boyfriend Randy is here. You know, this is who lost their homes, right?
Can you riff for me a little bit on this Black enclave? Right, you're a professor at Cal State, LA. You're a professor of Pan-African Studies. That's what you teach, right?
Right.
Okay. Tell us about, you know, for people who are just hearing, because you remember this narrative that this fire didn't affect Black folks at first, right? That kind of went out there, and I'm like, hey, I'm Black, and I had to evacuate, right?
Right.
But that was before it moved west into Altadena. Tell us what you've learned about the northwestern part of Altadena and that Black enclave.
Sure. Well, first, the coverage was lopsided, as it always is. Still very lopsided. Looking at Pacific Palisades and what happened to the Kardashians, and you know,
the slabs.
It's never okay. I mean, I can't imagine losing my home. It's tragic, and these are people who will have the resources to rebuild.
Yes.
Altadena was neglected, and they were not looking at the Eaton fire as much as they were looking at the Palisades fire. Altadena is a traditionally and historic Black community. So when we look at Los Angeles, in fact, and I won't go into this too long, but Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, when the money came pouring in 2020 to support the Black Lives Matter movement, we spent every single penny that we had, plus money we didn't have, in buying a building that we call the Center for Black Power.
Yes,
right?
I've been there.
It's phenomenal. It's how we're able to accept these resources, right? Because we have a building that we can store it in and then bring them over.
Let me pause you, because I don't think that is raised up enough, and not enough people know that the LA chapter took their resources, right? I know what you've read in some of the rag newspapers and all this other stuff, but you guys took your resources and purchased a building, and you do what with that building now?
That building right now is hosting a parent academy for Black parents in LAUSD. That building right now houses the donations that we've been getting for Black families and Black victims of the Eaton Canyon fire. That building is where we do our organizing work. We have our monthly meetings. That's where we had our preparedness workshop. That's how we respond to J20, is how do we get prepared? How do we stay organized? So that's what the building is. The building is directly across the street from Lamert Park, which is where Black Lives Matter as a movement was born.
Correct.
So I was bringing the building up. It's our organizing hub. It's sorely needed, and we give it away to organizations that need to have a place to host their events, to host their meetings. We don't charge anything.
Yeah.
It is Black space, and it's used every day.
Right.
Every day.
I raise that up because there's too much narrative about what people think did or didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been there. I can't even count the number of times, and it's, you know, either your organization hosting something, another organization hosting something. And so when you talk about bringing a resource to the community, I appreciate that you have taken leadership. And I know the organization is really a group-centered leadership, and people may see you a lot more than they see others. But if you're really kind of behind the curtain, you see so many people who work and offer their gifts
Right.
where they can be most effective. That may be moving water, that may be orating, that may be poetry, that may be singing, that may be production. Like, there's a space for everybody. So how do people get in contact with you, the organization, and support the work that you're doing?
Sure. So they get in touch with Black Lives Matter Los Angeles at BLM Los Angeles on Instagram, BLMLA on X,
Mm-hmm.
and BLM Grassroots is our national organizing body. Can I just say why I brought up the building?
You keep going. We got time.
Okay,
Yeah, no, we got time.
Okay,
we got
good.
time.
So I brought up the building because when we bought that building, we actually bought the building that used to belong to an Israeli arms dealer.
Mm.
That's who was the previous owner of the building.
Mm-hmm.
It's now a building that's used for Black liberation work. Also, when we bought the building, what it had on it, and I have it framed in the back office,
Mm-hmm.
is a restrictive covenant.
Explain that to people that don't understand what a restrictive
So Los
covenant is.
Angeles, like many cities, had, until really pretty recently, about 70 years ago, it was legal for them to put covenants on property saying who can live there and who can't live there, who can buy and who can't buy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the building that we bought in the Crenshaw district said no Black person can ever own this building. The owner of the building cannot sell to a Black person.
Wow.
So when we think about Altadena,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to bring it back to Altadena, that you're talking about a Southern California that was really restrictive in terms of who could own property and where.
Mm-hmm.
So Los Angeles, anything west of Central Avenue, Black people couldn't live west of Central Avenue. And so it's just recent that we've been able to move west of Central Avenue. Altadena did not have the same restrictive covenants.
No.
So what you had is Black folks who were looking to create community, looking to build for their families, and they were able to buy property in Altadena. So it's a historic community where Black people live together and built not just for their family, but for community.
Mm-hmm.
And so the loss of Altadena through the Eaton fire is devastating. And, you know, we don't want to look back and say, this is Tulsa. This is Rosewood. This is something that we could have preserved, but instead we lost it. So yes, there was a fire. We don't know why the fire started. Seems kind of suspicious to me, but beyond that, you know, what we can't have happen is the loss of Altadena as one of the most historic and important Black middle-class enclaves in this entire country. These are people, it's our grandparents' generation that moved here, right? So one of the families that I just saw is the daughter of Baba Halisi, Baba CRD Halisi.
Mm-hmm.
Baba Halisi was one of the most important figures in the Black Power movement.
Mm-hmm.
He lived in Altadena. That home was then passed down to, when he passed, to his daughter and her family. And that house is now burned to the ground. We want to make sure that the Daniels family gets to move back to Altadena. We want to make sure, hey, Donna, we want to make sure that, again, that we bring Altadena, bring Dina back black. That's what our elder comrades, bring Dina back black out of the We gonna bring
That's the only time we good with the ER, right? With the ER. We gotta really pronounce. And you bring him up, Brother Martin Gordon, right?
Yes.
Chair of Pasadena Community Coalition. You have Baba Akili.
Yes.
I have Baba Martin.
Yes.
And he serves in that same capacity. What can you tell folks about Martin, like, and how you experience him, and even Baba Hank and some of the others?
So I'll start with Baba Hank, and I'll tear up when I talk about Baba Hank.
I know.
So, James, I wasn't raised with my biological father.
I understand. Yes.
I met Baba Hank when we were fighting for the San Francisco 8. Part of the Black Panther Party. Baba Hank actually came into movement through SNCC, and then became an early member of the Black Panther Party. And, just like the government does now, they never let go of the Black Panthers. They've been trying to frame them. So in the early 2000s, they were still trying to imprison people who had been accused of doing something in the late 60s, early 70s.
Wow.
So I met Baba Hank doing work around the San Francisco 8. He's a member of the San Francisco 8. And I don't know, Spirit just brought us together, and he became my Baba. He became, it's not enough to, we have all these Babas in community.
Right.
That minimizes who he is to me. He is one of the most brilliant, ethical, moral, spiritual, loving human beings I've ever met. And I'm really, really blessed to call him my father. He's my father. And he's guided me through this movement. He continues to guide me. He serves as a member of the board for Black Lives Matter Grassroots. And he's just, anybody who meets him, if you sit with him and listen to the stories that he'll tell, you'll hear things about movement and hear lessons that you can't get anywhere else. He turns 90 this year. 90 wow. This year.
And he outside, but he's been displaced now because of his home is okay, right?
Yeah.
But why was he displaced?
His home is standing, but it's not fit to inhabit. It's full of ashes, and he's fortunate that the house is still standing. But I think they say it's going to take him a couple months for the house to be inhabitable again. Okay. It's through Baba Hank that I met Martin.
Okay.
That I met Jean. Right. So there's a few little a cluster of Black Panthers that live in Pasadena, Altadena, that all roll together.
Yes.
Cause trouble together. Good trouble together.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, Martin, his home did not survive. His home was burned to the ground.
Yes.
And what we're hearing from everybody is that nobody, even had it not been for neighbors, Martin is a fixture in community.
Yes.
So he didn't stop organizing in the 60s. He's still going.
He's plotting right now.
Plotting right now. Plotting right now.
He is plotting right now.
But Martin was only we're grateful that he evacuated because it was neighbors who told him about the virus, not the police show didn't come knocking at his door telling him to get out of there. It was neighbors. And
he wouldn't have opened the door for the police anyway.
No, he wouldn't.
He would not have.
But he would have at least heard an announcement had there been one. But I don't know about you, James. Everybody I talked to said it was neighbors or family that evacuated them, not.
Well, for me, it was an alert from a neighbor. It was a text message. It was my daughter's friend around the corner. It was in that we keep us safe kind of space and know your neighbors. But I didn't get an alert.
Right.
The fire that I just saw the other day, there was a brush fire from that fire right across the street here, Mel. I like that. I thought it was just up the street a half a mile, but
Right.
those embers did fly as far down as where we are right now. But it was the police that came through the east side of town on megaphones
Tell everybody
telling
what
us to
that
get
is.
out.
Yeah. Oh, they did come to.
They did come to my home,
Mhm.
right?
They didn't go to Altadena.
They didn't go to Altadena. They
Right.
didn't go to many of the other places on the west side. And you know, we were
Hey, we're talking about you right this minute.
right
Right
this minute. Don't you go anywhere. That's Martin Gordon, folks. The man literally, we called him up because we were just talking about
right
him
this minute.
right this second.
You gotta be kidding.
No.
We're live right now, Martin, on Conversation Live, and you're gonna come sit down here and take Dr. Abdullah. See, Doc, you got anything else you wanna say? I'm
I
gonna get
just
Martin.
wanna-
I cannot take Dr.
No,
Abdullah.
you be quiet,
Look,
sir.
I
You
can't
be
take your seat.
you be quiet while Doc is speaking.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just say this: that this is not a 2-day affair.
No.
This is not a 2-week affair. This
No.
is not a 2-month affair. This isn't even gonna be a 2-year recovery period. People were in their feelings and were generous and supportive for the first week.
Yes,
The second week, we're starting to see that wane.
yes.
We cannot have that happen. We have to be in this for the long haul. We have to think about, so the other side, there's something called disaster capitalism, right?
I've heard of disaster economy. I didn't want to
Right.
go there. There's also disaster tourism, but I'll get to that
Mm,
in another
right,
situation. But go ahead.
right. Disaster capitalism is what causes these real estate vultures to come in, brings real estate vultures in to try to prey on Black community who already lost everything, right? We need to think about how do we take disasters and turn them into moments of opportunity to build Black, to bring Dina back Blacker, right? How do we intentionally build that community in such a way that makes us even stronger? And so that means everybody has to pour in. Everybody has to pour in your resources, your thoughts, your dollars, your energy, and we can make this the anti-Tulsa, the opposite of what happened in Tulsa. They won't burn out this Black Wall Street, this Black enclave. Instead, we'll build it back Blacker.
Well, Dr. Melina Abdullah, Black Lives Matter Grassroots, Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, Professor Pan-African Studies. Can I say this live? My cousin, my family.
Yes.
Okay, we out. We outside too, right? But this is family. And Mel, I have met. I've been privileged to travel with you and many of on your team in rapid response situations. And I have to say, and I think about the Josephs, right? Andrew and Deanna Joseph, and many others, right, across the country. So please, y'all, I love you all. Don't get me in trouble for not acknowledging more. But I think about those two, Big Drew
Yes.
and everything. And I have met some of the most amazing people
Yeah,
in the face of tragedy.
they are amazing people.
Amazing.
We are
amazing people. Yes.
Yes, yes.
So I
All right.
thank you for those invitations and how that has informed me and how I'm able to show up and grounding in this work of, today is trauma journalism. Like
Right.
we're dealing with
You
catastrophe.
said that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is. And I understand. And usually I'm trying to tell a story, but
You're
not
part
one.
of the story.
Yeah. I was up the street doing a ride along with first responders and almost stumbled upon a gas leak.
Mm,
I don't make CNN money. Like, that's not
Right.
my situation, right?
right.
But that was the danger, right, that we were faced with. So we evacuated, came back home against better judgment. And my wife remarked that before I even knew it, I was back in community
Right.
because I just wanted to check on my friends. So I appreciate you coming.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. You're such a part of movement. And, we always say building the movement means bringing whatever you have and pouring it in. And you always do that, James. And I'm so proud to call you family and grateful to also call you my comrade.
Thank you, sister.
Yeah. All right.
Dr. Melina Abdul, go over there. You guys are giving out air purifiers, other different
Air
things.
purifiers are gone.
They're gone.
That was the most important thing. Everybody wanted that.
Yeah, I want to get him going. Let me get Brother James in here.
Okay.
Do you know James?
How you doing, Brother
Y'all
James?
meet
I'm
afterwards,
Melina.
but come on all over here.
Nice to meet you.
Does it have a password? Or?
It does, which they know.
They know?
Yeah.
I'll get it to them.
I'm gonna put my brother on the grill here because I got the meat on there right now.
Oh, well, you're not ready. Come on, Martin. We gonna keep this going. Don't leave because I'm gonna bring you. We got 5 minutes before we got out of here. Martin, come on over here. I'm welcoming him in. Martin, that's something else. Come on back over here. We're live at Pasadena Church. I'm hollering at my man James Miner. Y'all know James Miner, Flavor Kings, LA.
We here. Yeah.
Sit down, James. Did they give you that microphone? You got it all right.
Yeah.
This is Brother James Miner,
What's up, everybody?
Flavor Kings, LA.
Flavor Kings LA. It's in the name, so I got to be outside. It's in the name.
You know what?
It's in the name for a reason.
This man had me at church because I had some of his street tacos, and we can't get into what we was talking about, but we was talking about it.
You got to DM on me and tell me. Yeah.
Brother, why are you out here? Because I've seen you out here.
James, I just told you, Flavor Kings is in the name. It's in the name.
Yeah, I know all of that, right?
It's in the name.
Yeah, but everybody got good food. No.
Everybody's not Flavor Kings though. Everybody don't have LA in their names. They got all kind of names. They don't have Flavor Kings LA.
They don't have Flavor Kings
That means
LA.
we represent the entire city, the entire state. Everybody else just have names.
They just tacos.
They have pastrami, they have fries, whatever it is. They don't have LA in the name. That means I rep for the city. I'm like the Lakers. We rep for the city. So we got to be outside. We got to come outside and do something. We was outside for COVID.
Yeah.
Right after COVID, we was doing that.
Yep.
We outside for this.
Yep.
We always outside. We rep for the whole city.
Well, see,
we call this our jersey. When we go outside, you wear your jersey.
You wear
I wear
your
this
jersey.
to the grocery store. I wear this to the doctor. I wear this. This is our jersey. We rep the city. So when people are like, oh, Flavor Kings LA, because you're gonna remember that name, LA. I mean, we rep. Man. And we got Brooklyn, James. I told you we're in Brooklyn.
Wait a minute. How you do Brooklyn and LA?
My brother's in Brooklyn right now.
Wow.
We've been doing Brooklyn for 2 years.
Wow.
We have to expand. And we're coming to the South. So if you're in the South right now, we're looking for a spot. Atlanta, Dallas, Houston. We're coming out there too.
So he's talking fast because he got to get over there on the grill. But I would be remiss if I didn't, connect this back to we're sitting out there. We're in the parking lot.
Yep.
He's serving up the tacos.
Jerk chicken. Did you tell him jerk chicken? You just said taco. You didn't tell him what it was. Somebody sitting there saying, "Oh, I've never had a jerk chicken taco."
You right about that.
You never had mine.
You right about that.
Somebody sitting there like I've had tacos.
See now,
he keeps saying taco.
brother,
so what?
You taking me back to a place in my mind.
We have to specify.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna be like, I had tacos. Why he talking about his tacos?
Yeah, but they ain't had your tacos.
They ain't had Flavor King. They ain't had the jerk chicken.
So you've been giving food away. Now,
close to 2,000 plates, James.
Let me set this up.
Yeah.
Let me set this up, and I'm gonna let you get in here. Right now, there are food trucks all around here.
Yeah.
They're multinational, international restaurants right up the street with 18-wheeler trucks.
Oh, yeah.
And we appreciate them coming here feeding the community, right?
Of course.
Many hands make easy work, right?
Yes,
so it's all good in this room for everybody.
Right.
And there are other food trucks here from out of state who have been serving our community.
Yes.
And I've been enjoying their cuisine. They're from all over the world, right? Yeah. They're a part of a larger network of organizations that is underwriting their costs, to be here. Paying, and what I mean by that, paying for their inventory,
the stickers on the van, the stickers on the tent.
So they can give it away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not hating, no problem.
Shout out to them.
But you've been here like 10 days.
At least.
And I asked you, man, who, how you doing this?
Yeah, out of my pocket. Yeah, it's coming out of my pocket. For my account, that Flavor Kings has put in my account to this point to set me up for situations like this. So this is Flavor King's saving. This is Flavor King's bank account. There's no sticker on my tent. There's no sticker on my shirt. This is Flavor King.
So you take revenue from your business.
Absolutely.
You've reinvested it back into this community.
There you go. Yeah.
And no one is helping you to underwrite what you do.
And
you served how many people?
We close to about 2,000 plates. Yeah, and I'm still going. I ain't counting today.
That's no cap, people. I mean, I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've tasted it.
Yeah, 7 hours a day, every day cooking.
I saw it.
Yeah.
So, you can support, you can be a part of, but
Yeah.
sometimes it just takes a person to
Yeah.
say, I'm going to dedicate what I can.
Right.
For some of y'all, that's $5.
It is.
Some of y'all, it may be no dollars in your time, your energy, a phone call,
That'll
a
buy
smile,
cheese, onions,
you know?
cilantro. That'll buy some plates.
But others, this brother then donated 2,000 plates.
Yeah.
And that's what, 3 tacos on a plate?
2 to 3.
2 to 3. So you've donated almost 6,000 tacos. He ain't lying, y'all. That's real. How can people support you? Or you do parties? Do you do catering?
So we're a full catering
Are you in
company.
Lamert Park every now and then?
Yeah, so we're a full catering company. Flavor Kings LA, Street Food Kings LLC. Do have our paperwork. We legit. We are a catering business. We do community outreach. I'm in Hollywood, so I'm back to work this week. So I'm in Hollywood 3 or 4 times a week. All type, any parties, baby parties, kids parties, we're there. The Instagram business page, Flavor Kings LA, just like it sounds. My personal page is Flavor King Ace. DM me, I do answer back all day long.
He ain't lying. he ain't lying. Brother James Miner, Flavor Kings LA. If you see where they're at, you want to be there.
Yeah.
Because them tacos,
you can smell them from here. I know you do. Listen, watch my line. Give me 10 minutes and watch my line.
We was joking, and he said he was trying to send the wind away from my house because as soon as he started cooking one day, I showed up.
As soon as the grill is on, the party don't start till the grill turn on.
He ain't lying. Even the dog, even my dog was coming up on whatever he hit the ground.
He said, I gotta get some too. Papa getting some, I gotta get some too. Yeah.
But then he does know that we're gonna do something separate at another time. James Miner, Flavor Kings LA, brother. Thank you, man. I
appreciate having me on, man. We need this.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Man.
I was just telling Dr. Abdullah that I have met some amazing people.
Same here.
In the face of tragedy.
Yeah.
And this is a brother that I know I will continue to be in community with. We've already talked about doing some things at Lamert Park.
Yeah.
I love talking to people. I love tacos.
Man.
I love coming over
LA love tacos.
USA. That's right, man. LA love James Miner, y'all. Thank you, brother.
Of course.
We're hot. I'm gonna come over there and get my taco. Martin Gordon.
Right now. Come on through.
I'm coming as soon as I leave here. Martin Gordon is getting ready to join us in the seat. Come on over, brother Martin Gordon. Let me clip this on you.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, now you good. We just gonna put this on you. See, we hold on, Martin. See, Martin, y'all, Melina, Dr. Abdullah was just talking about Martin, and he didn't went throwback into the Black Panther peacoat. He came, he showed up in uniform. He got the glasses on. He got the beanie. But
this was totally accidental, brother.
What was accidental? Life?
Life.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Just accidental. Just accidental.
Yeah. But I'm joined by Martin Gordon, chair of Pasadena Community Coalition. Martin, first of all, before we talk a little bit, I want to thank you. Melina we were just sharing about you losing your home and that experience. But first, I want to thank you for who you are in this community. I want to thank you for supporting and raising up this live stream today. Without you, your organization, in part, we wouldn't have the resources to be out here and give tacos away to Flavor Kings LA. We last talked on Dominique's show, First Things First, KBLA, which we did a live 3-hour broadcast right here from this church. It's available wherever you get your podcast. It's available on YouTube. Shout out to Brother Tavis Smiley for having the vision to allow us to KBLA to be the only Black-owned media outlet to base itself right here in this community and commit to continuing to tell the story and raise up the stories. But we're here today for a workshop. But what's going on with you, Martin? How you doing? You can learn this story. We don't want to talk about that right now. But
you know what? Somebody just asked me how I was doing as I came up. And as I came up today, I want to remind people. I want to remind people that are serving people.
No, you're good.
I want to remind people that are serving people that just because you are serving people does not mean you're above them.
What do you mean by that?
I'm just going to say this. As I came in today and I pulled in and I said, excuse me, I want to find James Farr. I said, You want something? You're here to get this, pick this up, and pick this up. And I don't want to disparage anyone, but they're just a little bit rude. I said, "Excuse me, let me back out. Let me back out and go down the street because I think I'm just going home." And I said, if I had been coming to get something, I'd be very upset. So we have to remember when we serve people to serve them, that we cannot disrespect them and say, "Well, since you don't have nothing, I can treat you any kind of way." And this, it doesn't matter whether you're church people or non-church people, because I'm not sure where I stand in the scheme of things with that. I'm spiritual, but not necessarily somebody would be saying I'm the best Christian in the world. I'm finding that, and this didn't just happen here, it's happened in a few places, and I'm very concerned about people who want to serve, not exalting themselves as if they are important because they're serving you, because the more I serve, the more humble I should be.
Sounds like an absence of emotional intelligence, situational awareness, and situational appropriateness. And really, you know, I've seen that at a place. I saw, and it overwhelmingly, the 99% of the people that are volunteering at different places come with love, compassion,
they
kindness, good energy. But we are all humans, right? But I saw a situation where someone was pressing someone on their knee, and it made me so uncomfortable. You know, I don't care, and that person shouldn't have cared what their need was or whether they got an extra bottle of water. And that's something I want to tell people that are watching. What this has unearthed is what we already know, that we're in the middle of a housing crisis. We're in the middle of housing cost increase, right? And housing inventory. We're in the middle of wages not keeping up with the current economy. So people are in need, period. Period. That need was there before this fire. That need is still there after this fire. And so what I encourage people to do is find someone to support, right? Some organization to support. Once you give it, let it go.
Let it go.
Just let it go. Don't expect a letter. Don't even expect a thank you. I don't know that I'd have the decorum and coup if I had lost my home to tell you thank you for handing me a can of soup. Right? I'm gonna say what he can't say, but it's just what it is, right? So just tell people, just let it go. Find someone you can support. Find the need, fill that need. How can people, Pasadena, tell people where to contact you, how they can support the work that you've been doing in this community for 30-something plus years?
Well, you can always contact the Pasadena Community Coalition, and I will put my number out because it's been the same number for 35, 40 years. It is 626-786-5204. That is the number to the Pasadena Community Coalition and directly to me. I answer that phone. If you leave a message, I will call you back within 48 hours. Otherwise, I didn't get the message. Some people will tell you that I sometimes text them or email them at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. They go, "What are you doing?" I'm saying, because I'm answering. I stay up until I answer every single email, every single phone call, because I think it's important that people feel heard. And even if I have to say I don't have it, they got to feel heard. And so you can always support us by coming down to volunteer. You can donate. You can, and as many people know, I'm real kind of leery about people going out and getting grants and stuff like that. Is that I want to make sure that no one controls the Pasadena Community Coalition, that no one tells me what I can't give to the people, what I shouldn't do for the people, or give me guidelines of who we can serve.
Well, we'll do that in a different conversation, because this thing is ongoing. I appreciate you being here, Brother Mark. We got to get ready for this workshop.
Oh, yes.
Jump into. You go over there, and I'm going to come over there and join you. I got to get out of here. I want to thank Brother Gordon. I want to thank Pasadena Community Coalition, Alta, PASA, Claims, Brad Gage Law. Did I say Pasadena Community Coalition?
You did.
Okay. LA Progressive, KBLA, Talk 1580, Sister Dominique DePrima, Brother Tavis Smiley. Thank you for your support. My friend, colleague, and community member educator, Mr. Andrew Silk, who is a production teacher over at the local high school, who answered the call that we needed to stand this live stream up today, and we were able to do that while my other crew is on the inside telling me that they need me to come in there. So we got to get off there.
Let's do it.
We got to go do it. Tune in Monday morning, 6 a.m. to KBLA Talk 1580. I'll be on the air with Dominique. We'll have a complete recap of what's happened here over the weekend. Trump was in town. Clown. Anyway, till we have another opportunity to talk with you again.
Travis Molina, thank you.
Doc Abdullah, thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Sheila. I see you over there, Michael, and all the other team members from Black Lives Matter Grassroots. We'll talk to you soon. Agape. Just hit end.